Hi, I'm really pleased to be joined today by Jeff Prestridge. He's the Group Personal Finance and Wealth Editor at the Daily Mail Group, and he's been writing about investing and investing in investment trusts for many, many years now. And he's joined us today to talk a bit about his personal investing habits. So to kick off, Jeff, on your personal investing journey, what was it that triggered you to start investing in the first place?
Well, I think it all started for me in the kind of mid 1980s. I think I was very much gripped by the whole issue of privatisation, and also, although I was writing for a newspaper in the southwest, a business newspaper, I was asked very kindly by a gentleman called Robert Smith, who worked for the Guardian. And he, at the time, ran their money section. And he asked me to run and write a series of articles on investment funds. It began with unit trusts, Nick. And then he asked me to put together a big special report on investment trusts. And I think really I was hooked then by the whole world of money and investing. And that translated to personal finance positions at the Sunday Telegraph and now the Mail on Sunday and the Daily Mail. So, it was a journey that I must thank Margaret Thatcher in part for, and also Robert Smith of The Guardian. You couldn't really kind of think about more polarised views.
That's fantastic. Really interesting stuff, Jeff. Obviously there are plenty of investment vehicles to choose from. What is it about investment trusts that you really like?
Well, Nick, as you know, I'm getting on. And the one thing I love about investment trusts is that they've been around forevermore. And, I always remember in the 1980s meeting Michael Hart of Foreign and Colonial Investment Trust. And I was quite mesmerised by what he did, running a global portfolio, the fact that it had been around since the mid 1860s. And, I like the solidity of the investment trust, the fact that, you can always deal in it. You don't suddenly have the shutters put up, as sometimes happens with unit trusts, open-ended investment vehicles. So it's really the history of the investment trust I love. I also think trust is a great word because I do trust a lot of what the industry now offers the retail investor. That's not to say it's been a journey without mishap. I remember the split capital investment trust scandal. But, today, I love the idea of putting money in something which, I know is going to be around for a lot longer than my good self.
I guess the $1,000,000 question is, what are your favourite trusts? What trusts do you hold yourself and why?
Well, look, Nick, I've got an eclectic portfolio spread across a self-invested personal pension and also an ISA. Look, I hold a whole mix of investment funds and investment trusts. I mentioned Foreign and Colonial, and I don't really want to say what I hold, but I Foreign and Colonial is the kind of trust that I have held and might now hold. And there are other vehicles of similar ilk, the JP Morgan Claver houses of this world, a wonderful investment trust seeking out gains from the UK equity market. And I have flirted with a whole number of UK smaller companies investment trusts, run by the likes of Montanaro. They haven't always, Nick, delivered the juicy returns that I thought they would do. So, like any investor, I haven't got the Midas touch. But, I spread my money around, I follow that diversification rule. I spread it across asset classes and I spread it across investment groups. But the heartbeat of my investments, Nick, are global investment funds. I love Alliance, which obviously now is Alliance Witten. I love the fact that, that's been around for more than a century. And, it's now advertising on the TV. It's almost kind of made itself quite sexy. And, I love vehicles like that, which I think are great holdings, great core holdings for, most of the readers who I write for, almost daily.
That's really fascinating, Jeff. I'm sure Alliance would love to be referred to as sexy Alliance Written. And so thanks very much for that insight. I personally found that fascinating. Jeff Prestridge, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.